Okay, we are now going to item 11 for a reflection on a broader implementation of Article 18 of the Convention and proposals for related amendments to the Operational Directives. I have the pleasure to welcome to the podium the chairperson of the Open India. Are you?
Excellency, before I just wanted a quick clarification on the page 8, Annex 1, on the assistance to GDU 01843. On the last column, it's mentioned. Now, this is the received reports, which means the reports have already been received. However, there is a phrase that appears stating that progress report due in July 2023, which is a bit contradictory, and I would just want a quick clarification from the Secretariat. Page 8.
Under who?
Says that the project report is due in July 2023 under Annex 1, which is titled Received Report. So has the report been received, or it's still due? Grateful if you could clarify on that, or it's just a typo. Thank you.
No, it's not a typo. The date of closing was June, and it's in July. So we closed in June. So it will be reported in the next committee, no? It's received.
No, it's progress reporting.
It's received with progress report.
Mr. ADG, if you read the annex title, it says received, past tense. Event has already occurred in the past. Received reports. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, I understand, but it's a bit confusing.
It's confusing for everybody, but we received it after the date of submission, but we considered it.
We received this, it's okay.
It's okay. We received it after, but we incorporated it.
As of now, the report is with you.
The report is with us? Yes.
All right, thank
It
you.
is with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Going back, I have the pleasure to welcome to the podium the chairperson of the open-ended Intergovernmental Working Group in the framework of the reflection on a broader implementation of Article 18 of the 2003 Convention, Mr. Martin Sundin, who is the Director General of the Institute for Language and Folklore, ISOF, from Sweden. Welcome, Mr. Sundin. May I ask you to please give a report on the working group to the committee, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Dear members of the committee, the reflection on a broader implementation of Article 18 was a comprehensive process involving expert consultation and intergovernmental discussions. I was honored to be entrusted with the role of chairperson of the open-ended Intergovernmental Working Group in the framework of the reflection on a broader implementation of Article 18 of the 2003 Convention. First of all, allow me to express my gratitude to all stakeholders involved in the process for their significant engagement and cooperation, including experts, accredited NGOs, and state parties who took part in the reflection. I also take this opportunity to warmly thank the 5 vice chairpersons from the delegations of Angola, Estonia, Morocco, Peru, and the Philippines for their support and constructive input during the working group meeting. During this session, a lot of you have given praise to Mr. Timothy Curtis for his excellent work as head of the Secretariat for the Convention. I would like to join this praise and thank Tim for all his achievements during the years during the Secretariat. But let me also thank Ms. Fumiko Ohinata, Julian Nakata, and all the other members of the team. You have shown knowledge, skill, and commitment that has been invaluable to this process. Thank you all. I would like to start my report by summarizing the process with which the reflection on a broader implementation of Article 18 took place. Building on the outcomes of the global reflection on the listing mechanisms of the Convention, the Committee decided in 2021 at its 16th session to launch a separate reflection to explore the full potential of Article 18. The idea was not only to discuss issues raised during the global reflection concerning the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices, but also to pay attention to the implementation of Article 18 of the Convention beyond the Register itself. It is also worth mentioning that the governing bodies of the 2003 Convention have already accomplished a certain number of improvements for the operationalization of the Register through the global reflection. These included the deletion of criterion P9 of the set of selection criteria for the Register, that is paragraph 7 of the Operational Directives, and the possibility for the evaluation body to recommend the inclusion of successful safeguarding experiences in the Register in the context of transfers of elements from the urgent safeguarding list to the representative list. That's paragraph 39.3 of the Operational Directives. Moving forward, in 2022, the Committee, at its 17th session, took note of the provisional timeline for the reflection on a broader implementation of Article 18, established the initial topics for discussion, and decided on the establishment of an open-ended intergovernmental working group to spearhead the reflection. The working group was able to base its work on the results of an expert meeting that took place from the 19th to the 21st of April 2023 in Stockholm, Sweden. The expert meeting included the participation of 21 experts from all regions and was hosted by the Ministry of Culture of Sweden, the Swedish National Commission for UNESCO, and the Institute of Language and Folklore. The final report of the expert meeting considered that Article 18 has far-reaching potential to fully achieve the purposes of the Convention. Their conclusions focused on, first, how to include more good safeguarding practices in the Register, potential revisions to the selection criteria for the Register, and how to better connect the Register and the sharing of good safeguarding practices in general to other international cooperation mechanisms of the Convention. The experts also advocated for the progressive creation of a moderated online platform sharing good safeguarding practices as essential for fully operationalizing Article 18. Based on the outcomes of the expert meeting, the open-ended working group was convened from the 4th to the 5th of July 2023 at UNESCO headquarters to discuss the following 3 topics. Topic 1, improving the access to and increasing the visibility of the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices. Topic 2, towards the creation of an online platform for sharing good safeguarding experiences. And topic 3, any other issues. Dear members of the committee, the summary records of the working group meetings are referenced in paragraph 9 of working document 11 and also made available to the present session of the committee in the information documents LHE/23/18.com. The recommendations made by the working group are also set out in Annex 1 of the same document 11. In the interest of time, my oral report to the committee will focus on 5 points related to the main recommendations of the working group. Firstly, I would like to report that the working group was able to address all reflection topics established by the committee at its 17th session. Secondly, an overall agreement was reached on general considerations, including the understanding that Article 18 has the potential to fully reflect the purposes of the Convention as included in Recommendation 1 of the working group. The working group considered the further implementation of Article 18 should be explored with reference to existing provisions of the Convention and its operational directives, the overall results framework, the ethical principles for safeguarding intangible cultural heritage, and the 2030 Agenda. It also considered that the implementation of Article 18 should be broadened in relation to other international cooperation mechanisms of the 2023 Convention, notably periodic reporting and international assistance, as included in recommendations 2, 7, and 14. Thirdly, the working group requested the Secretariat to prepare a draft amendments to the operational directives for those recommendations which would require so. This was notably the case for Recommendation 3 concerning the selection criteria for the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices, which would entail revisions to paragraph 7 of the operational directives. The committee, following its examination, may wish to propose these amendments for approval to the 10th session of the General Assembly in June 2024. Fourthly, the working group identified procedures to be encouraged upon validation of the committee, which aim to further operationalize the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices. It is proposed, for instance, 1. To index in a searchable way projects, programs, and activities already selected to the register. Additionally, a call was made to adjust the 2002 Convention's periodic reporting mechanism to better connect it to the register. The working group also considered that state parties and communities shall be further encouraged to request preparatory assistance from the Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund for preparing requests for the register. Finally, the last point relates to the creation of a moderated online platform for sharing good safeguarding practices. The working group considered that the creation of such a platform is essential to fully operationalize Article 18. Its main objective would be to provide a space for communities and other stakeholders of the Convention to exchange, follow up, communicate, collaborate, and build capacities around good safeguarding practices. The platform could be a tool to raise awareness about local, regional, national, and international events related to the safeguarding of living heritage with direct inputs from communities around the globe. In particular, it was the expectation of the working group that a wider participation of communities through an online platform would highlight the role of living heritage in addressing global challenges. Furthermore, considering the proposals put forward by the expert consultation, the working group advocated for a step-by-step approach for establishing the moderated online platform. The working group also considered that the principle of equitable geographic distribution amongst participants in the platform must be respected. To this end, low-cost and widely accessible technology should be prioritized in this setup. Ethical considerations were also discussed at length, especially with regards to consent and cooperation with communities, groups, and, where appropriate, individuals. It was considered that all interactions with community stakeholders on the future platform should be in line with the ethical principles for safeguarding intangible cultural heritage and the UNESCO recommendation concerning the promotion and use of multilingualism and universal access to cyberspace. Mr. Chairperson, these were the main points that I wanted to present to the committee. I would be happy to answer any questions of a general nature that the committee members may have about the reflection process and the discussions of the working group. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sandon. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now suspend discussion on this item till tomorrow.